A frog was hiding in the man's throat. Just moments ago, the sky had suddenly turned green. Even stranger, it began raining frogs. Countless slimy creatures poured down from the heavens, plunging the amusement park into chaos. Terrified, people scattered in all directions. While calling the police, the man instinctively looked up only for a frog to swoop straight into his mouth, lodging itself perfectly in his throat. By the time firefighters arrived, the ground was already crawling with frogs. A girl frantically waved them over for help. The medic urged the man to stay calm and open wide. Sure enough, the frog was clinging inside his throat. They tried using forceps to grab it, but its slippery skin only made it slip deeper. The man's voice grew hoarse. He was choking and unable to breathe. With seconds to spare, the medic made a snap decision: the Heimlich maneuver. After a few powerful thrusts, the frog shot out at last, and the man was finally saved.
Help me! Help my girl, my little girl!
The firefighter told the man to put the girl down so they could check her condition. Her face was turning blue, and terrifying blood was streaming from her eyes. She was barely conscious, while the medic was working to save her. The man anxiously worried if she might go blind. The medic, a bit speechless, thought saving her life would already be a miracle. It turned out the girl had choked on a hot dog. She tried to cough it out, but the blood vessels in her eyes burst. The firefighter grabbed a pair of forceps, pressing on her chest while reaching in with the tool. After what felt like 666 minutes, he finally managed to pull the hot dog out.
Got it.
The girl regained consciousness. The man let out a long sigh of relief. As they left, he didn't forget to thank the firefighter.
I see you guys race out onto the street every day. I will never complain about the sirens again. Hey, baby.
Just moments ago, a car crash happened here. The man was thrown straight out of the vehicle.
Can you speak? What's your name?
Mason.
Mason what?
No, my son, Mason. Where's my son?
His son was still trapped inside. Firefighters rushed in with extinguishers, putting out the flames. They found the little boy inside. A steel pipe had pierced through his thigh. If they cut it off on the spot, he might bleed out. So they decided to send him to the hospital together with the car seat. The father, in pain, was still worried sick about his son.
Mason, is he alive?
He too was lifted onto a stretcher and taken to the hospital. His wife arrived and demanded the firefighters call the police to arrest him. Turns out, the couple was in the middle of a divorce fighting in court over custody of their son. She suspected the man staged the crash out of fear of losing custody. But the man explained he swerved only because some unknown creature suddenly darted out in front of the car. The firefighters went to investigate the scene and sure enough, they found the body of a deer. The man's innocence was finally proven. The poor girl was choked by a ring. Just moments ago, in order to surprise the girl, the man secretly slipped the engagement ring into her glass. He thought she'd notice it while drinking, but instead, she downed it in one gulp. The ring got stuck in her airway, and now she couldn't breathe. Watching his girlfriend suffer, the man was full of guilt. But firefighters told him not to get in the way of the rescue. With a scope, they found the ring. But it was smooth, slippery, impossible to grab. Everyone held their breath. After what felt like forever, they finally pulled it out. She could breathe again. And only then did her family breathe too.
Hurry, he's dying in here.
A man lay stiff on the ground with a tube sticking out of his neck. Even the firefighters were stunned when they saw it. It turned out he had fallen unconscious from a severe allergic reaction. An EMT had come earlier, performed an emergency tracheotomy, but for some bizarre reason abandoned the procedure halfway and left. Unbelievable. But this wasn't the time to ask questions.
You're gonna cut another hole in his throat?
We don't have another choice.
Okay, hand me a size 6.
Here. Thank you.
After a grueling 666 minutes, the man finally woke up and was rushed to the hospital, narrowly escaping death. But where on earth did that EMT who ran off halfway go? In order to save the driver, the deputy captain ended up trapped under a fallen truck, unable to move. When another rescue team arrived, the firefighters rushed into action. Some lifted the truck to ease the crushing weight, while a female firefighter ran for tools. A muscular teammate even joked with the deputy captain, trying to distract him from the pain.
Telling you, Wolanski, lay off the donuts.
Don't make me laugh. I'll break a rib.
The next second. Just then, the reliable female firefighter brought chains to secure the truck. Airbags 1 and 2 were set in place.
1, 2, 3.
Finally, the man was freed even after being rescued. The deputy captain's first concern was still the truck driver, truly, a great firefighter.
A sedan slammed into a streetlight, snapping it in half. When the firefighter opened the door, she froze in shock. The driver was an 8-year-old child.
I'm Sylvie. What's your name? Kaylee?
Before they could even process what was happening, the parents stumbled out from the back seat. The father was dead drunk, his breath nearly knocking the firefighter out cold. The mother was swaying on her feet too clearly. She had been drinking as well. Police soon arrived and slapped handcuffs on these irresponsible parents. Meanwhile, the poor little girl was terrified. Firefighters comforted her, cut her seatbelt, and had medics check her over. She was carried onto the rescue boat, but when she saw her parents being taken away in cuffs, her eyes rolled back and she fainted on the spot. Medics rushed forward. They spotted deep marks on her chest, possibly a pulmonary contusion from the seatbelt. Listening with a stethoscope, they suspected the steering wheel impact too, and feared a rib might have punctured her lung. The only option was to rush her to the hospital. Watching all this unfold, the firefighters were left speechless, while that unfit mother was still shouting nonsense. Parents like this truly infuriating. The paramedic found cerebrospinal fluid was leaking from the girl's ears.
All right, Lori, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to squeeze my hand as hard as you can, okay?
She showed no response at all. All signs pointed to an internal decapitation during a rock climbing fall. Her skull had separated from her spine. Now her head and body were connected only by skin and muscle. Even the slightest movement could end her life instantly. To get her to the hospital, they needed special equipment. They brought out a scoop stretcher with this type. They didn't need to roll her over. They could simply slide it beneath her and lock it in place. Securing her body wasn't the hard part. Handling the head required extreme precision. The lead medic counted down from 3, then raised her head just 1 centimeter. The stretcher slid into place without incident. Next, they placed 2 head blocks on either side of her skull and taped them firmly down. What looked like a simple maneuver left the rescuers drenched in sweat, terrified that the slightest slip might dislodge her head. Thankfully, everything went smoothly. The most dangerous part was over. Now, with spider straps securing her entire body, the girl could finally be transported safely to the hospital. The dude was trapped inside the car. The firefighters tried to pry open the vehicle, but their tool unexpectedly broke. It turned out this was an armored truck carrying $3 million in cash. Halfway through, it had been hijacked by criminals. The driver, initially confident, had tried to push through, only to be shot in the head. Now the truck was overturned, and the dude was trapped inside. The firefighters wanted to rescue, but were at a loss, because the windshield of the armored truck was made in China. At that moment, one clever firefighter had an idea. Since the criminals fired shots, there had to be bullet holes in the truck. That might be a good point of entry. They started searching the vehicle, and finally found a hole in the glass. Then they began hammering away. After 12:34 hits, the glass only had a small crack. The captain pulled out the big hammer. Then they used hooks to pull the glass away. They rescued the man, but his pulse was weak. The medic had to perform emergency surgery on site, cutting his trachea to insert a tube for oxygen.
Good.
Come on, come on.
Come on, open your eyes for me. Come on. Come on. There you are. There you are. All right, that's okay. Try not to move. There's a tube in your throat that's breathing for you. Blink twice if you understand. Good job. There we go.
Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.